Hello, everybody. So, look, I'm just going to start this video out like I do with all the other ones and just let everybody know that we do have a group on Facebook. It's the same name as the YouTube channel. I encourage everybody to come to the group because in here, all kinds of information is shared about different investments. You will also find a bunch of news on the Iraqi dinar and the Vietnam dong, as well as some crypto information and many other things in here. There's a lot of people in here that are very knowledgeable. So I encourage everybody to come in here. The link will be in the description. Again, it's free to join. And for many of you that are in Patreon groups, you can come here and get the same information for free. So I encourage you to come here. Okay. I'll leave the link in the description, and then I encourage you to come join the group and take part. Okay. This video, I just want to kind of, I saw some pretty disturbing videos that are coming out of China, and there's no way to just validate what's really going on there. China's really good at blocking the internet and really restricting the information that comes out of China and what goes into China, just like North Korea. The government does a very good job of censoring. They are very good about controlling their media. So it's really hard to tell what is really going on over there versus what we are told. I could just share with you that some of the videos I saw had people in quarantine outfits walking around with fully automatic weapons and detaining people. And there was a lot of dead people on the streets. It was really sad to see. Now, if it's real, there's no way to tell. And I can't share these videos. Trust me, they're pretty disturbing. And I'm pretty sure that YouTube is going to do anything and everything they can to censor that type of information going out. And already I see all the doomsday people jumping on this saying, look, this is that agenda where they want to lower the world's population. This virus has now spread throughout China. Beijing is actually closed down. That's China's biggest city. There's about 5 million people in there, and they have that entire city on quarantine. There are burn maps you can go to on Google and see where they are burning the bodies because these citizen journalists are saying that there's about 10 to 20,000 people that they're burning a day. That is a lot of people. Now, whether or not that's true, there's no way to say. But I'm just saying it's happening there. Also, it is now spread over to Iraq. Now, go figure. China and Iraq, the two places that have been kind of a thorn to Trump's side. So, no, that's not conspiracy. I just think that's kind of interesting. So, look, my thoughts and prayers go out to the people in China. Let's hope that they get this under wraps and the rest of the world as well. We definitely don't want to see some type of plague really just sweep across the world and end up killing millions, let alone billions of people. That's just really sad to say. And I can just tell you this, watching these citizens on these videos try to run away from these armed government people, as well as the police who are just grabbing them and throwing them in vehicles and putting them into this quarantine center. Now, I just can't trust any government that's going to throw me in a quarantine center and trust that the medicines that they're giving me or the air that I'm breathing is not contaminated. Now, you can call that a conspiracy or a tin hat foil wearing. I just don't trust it. So, again, I thank God that here in the United States, we have the Second Amendment. Because you try that shit here, it's going to pop off. I can just tell you that right now. Okay, so look, thoughts and prayers to the people in China and people all around the world, regardless, not just because of the coronavirus. Look, I would say the vast majority of the people in the world just want to live peacefully and just live their lives the way they feel like to and don't want people telling them what to do. So another thing I noticed that I'm from the healthcare industry, and I noticed that a lot of people are wearing these surgical masks. Look, the surgical masks aren't going to help you. I can tell you that right now. These types of viruses go through the pores of a surgical mask. Okay, if you could breathe the air in, you could breathe the virus in. It might do something to slightly reduce it, but it's not going to protect you. Okay, you need a different type of mask for that. But anyways, again, thoughts and prayers to all the people around the world that are suffering unfortunately, from the coronavirus. Let's not just the coronavirus, but anywhere. Okay, so I just wanted to share that real quick. Let's just move on. So, look, there are a lot of people. We've covered a lot of different types of investment ideas. Well, not a lot, but a good handful of them in a lot of my videos. And people started asking a lot of different questions about the different types of investments. Okay, and I thought to myself, we focus a lot on the Iraqi dinar and the Vietnam dong for that matter, and sometimes cryptocurrencies. Okay, so I started reaching out to a handful of people that I really respect in their industries, as well as different companies. I'm curious and I want to learn more about them and see what I could do about bringing more information to the people in the group. It is called Pimpy's Investment Chat, not Pimpy's Dinar Chat or Pimpy's Vietnam Dong Chat. It's investment chat, so let's take advantage of this. So what I want to do is just expand on different ways to just invest your money. And I'm not talking about you have to be rich. I'm talking about the average, Joan or Joe that maybe can only afford $5 of discretionary funds. Because trust me, there is a way out there where your $5 can eventually add up and mean something for you over time. Okay, so I know that sounds ridiculous now, but trust me, had you been doing that for the past 10 years or so, you would have a nice little fat chunk of change. And if you invested it the right way, it might be paying back in a pretty good way too. So I'm going to look into that. Okay, and see if we can find different ways to help give people ideas on how they can invest. Now, the good thing about this is this: if we're learning now on different ways to invest our money, you'll be really prepared once the Vietnam Dong or the Dinar finally does its rate change. Okay. Now, I said that in the chat group, someone says it doesn't look like Pimpy thinks the rate change is going to happen soon. No, I didn't say that. What I'm saying is this: instead of waiting around with a thumb up your ass, you don't have to do that. Let's start learning now. I've already gave you all kinds of ideas on how to prepare. And I'm going to use an example of somebody. I'm going to show you a little bit of what I'm talking about. All right, so why not? There's this one company I'm talking to right now. They're willing to let the people inside my group on Facebook. And I'll share this information as well, people on YouTube, once I get all the details. They're willing to allow you guys to practice how to, and they got a platform on how you can learn how to buy and sell stock, okay? And for a lot of people, it's too complicated to really learn. But I've seen their platforms quickly. I didn't spend a lot of time on them. I'm going to be going through and learning a little bit more myself. It's very interesting to me, but it looks very user-friendly. And so what they're willing to do is they're going to give you $1 million fake dollars. And so before you even start using your own money, this is going to allow you to go on there and practice using fake money. And, this allows you to see how you do. So it's going to be a lot of fun, I think. I think what we could do is do some shows and with people at ideas. They can share what they've been doing and what stocks they've been looking at. This is a good way for people to go through and learn. If you have an army of people out there checking out different stocks, and it gives us a chance to see how they perform. Once enough of us get a grip of good ones to really look into, and we could prove it because we have the practice classes to see the results. We can share these results, and then when you go to do the real thing, you know exactly which stocks to go to. So I think it's a good way to just really get a feel for how to move around on this platform, and they've made it very user friendly. So they want to teach me more. They want to talk to me a little bit more how it works. I'll share later on who this company is, but they seem to be a very friendly user. I like what they have so far, but again, I don't want to get ahead of myself. So we'll look into that, okay? So when I said I had an example getting prepared, I hope he doesn't mind, but I'm going to use this email that I got from him. I did erase all the important information. Just so I can share what was written to me. So this gentleman said, this is PJ. PJ said to me, he's been watching the videos. He's also noticed that I'm in the Wise IQ group. Wise IQ is a group of people that we got together and pulled some money together and put into this pool. And from that pool, we went ahead and bought a lot of stocks in Iraq prior to the rate change, okay? This was out there at one time. I think the group is closed for now, but if you are a member within the group, this will, you have up to X amount of blocks and then it's capped off. So you could buy X amount of stocks, and then some of these stocks are, I think the vast majority of them are paying dividends. So the good thing about that is this: once the rate change happens, and if you happen to blow through your Iraqi dinar money, at least you're going to be getting dividends, which is payments from different types of stocks. Some of them might be quarterly, some of them might be semi-annually, some of them might be annually, but nonetheless, you'll be earning money off your stocks. So again, another way to invest in the money is what I did is I joined this Wise IQ group, okay? But anyways, so is this gentleman right here. So he bought into there and he's explaining that he went on to and bought up a lot of the blocks because they sell the blocks, which is a good idea, by the way. And then, I guess my question would be if the IQD revalues as low, because I had said in the video, and I think people misunderstood, because people are going, wait a minute, I thought you said it's going to come out at $1.34, but then you said it might be 5 cents. I said, based on the information that I had available, playing around with the numbers, it looks like it might be able to at least support 5 cents. Now, again, I told you in that other video, I don't have all the necessary information. There's a lot of things missing that help determine the value. If you go back in one of my videos, I put on a screen, they even told us in the feasible plan how they're keeping track of the rates, how they determine what the rate is. And I was trying to play around with it, and I didn't obviously do a good enough job. So I just said that in the video that, look, based on what I could see, it looks like they could support 5 cents. Okay. Now, I didn't say that would be the rate, but, there are people who make arguments to go the opposite direction. That's happened quite a few times. All right. Again, I don't disrespect people. I'm not going to cuss you out. I'm not going to tell you to leave my channel because you disagree with me. I don't do that. All right. I value everybody's opinion. This is how we learn. If you know something that I don't, or if I say something wrong, I don't mind being corrected. I really don't. And you'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. But look, share your information. This is how we all learn as a group. There's a lot of people out there that they're clueless. They absolutely don't have no idea what's going on. So the more we can share with them, let's try to break it down and share the information, make it as simple as possible so that everybody can follow along. All right, that's my goal. Anyways, this gentleman goes on to explain he has a 2.2 million IQD. I'm about 2.5, so it's perfect. And, and he gives me his idea that he believes he's going to hold on to his, and I suggested this. I think what you're going to see is a rate that's going to come out, but over time, I say this in other videos, and as this, I saw what it looks like to be the plan is to come out at $1.34. They're going to lock that rate down for about 3 years, and they're going to do what's called a dirty float or managed float, depending on how it affects the economy. But then their goal is after the 3 years is to go ahead and increase the rate from time to time. Not just every few years, but according to their plan, every so many months the rate would increase. So just in case that happens, and if you have enough dinar, look, maybe you don't want to cash in all that dinar. Maybe you only want to cash in part of it. Don't get me wrong, make yourself comfortable, pay off all your bills, do what you need to do. But, put some aside if you can afford to do so. And then let's just see what happens. It's something I plan to do myself. Anyways, for his preparation, this is what he said. This is the prepping that he's doing, and this is the type of stuff we're talking about. This is really smart. Now, I get not everybody can do this, but if you can, I suggest you think about it or find a way to start preparing for it. For his preparation side of this is what he's done. He's from Florida, but he was legally living in Arkansas and working in North Dakota. Arkansas's tax is outrageous. If you live in California or New York, it's even higher. All right. So anyway, so what he did is this. So he took the winter off from work, and it looks like he went back home to Florida. First thing he did is change his residence back to Florida. He got a new driver's license. His car was registered in Florida. He got his insurance. He's got his voter registration. So no more Arkansas. He's now a resident of Florida. For those who don't know, Florida has no state tax. No state tax. I was about to blow it there. So this is good. This is another way to reduce your tax burden, is to look for small things like this that can make a world of difference. I think Nevada is another state that, it has no state tax, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so these are the types of things you want to do if you can afford to do it. Somebody suggested to me that Nevada has these where you can rent like a box, and in there is an actual physical address to a business, but you can rent a box and get your license there, go ahead and use that address, and register one of your vehicles if you have an extra one, but get your license in Nevada and just start getting some of your mail sent to that Nevada address. It's like a PO box, and then what they could do is they could forward whatever mail you get in Nevada to wherever your other address is. So it's not like you're missing out on any mail. Maybe you get some junk mail. Maybe you get, some stuff that's not a normal bill that you have to worry about being late for. But just have some of your mail sent to that box so you can establish what looks like a residence in Nevada. Right? For some places, I think you have to have a 6 months of residency. But it's just an idea, something that you can look in for. I'll look the information up and share it with everybody. But this gentleman did this, so he's now a resident of Florida. He's done all the necessary steps to reduce his tax burden. All right, this is really smart. The second thing he did is he went to Chase Bank and he opened up a checking and savings account there. Now, we talked about this. We know that Chase Bank is already accepting the dinar for deposit, but they only do it at the current rate. So don't run down there thinking that they got some kind of special rate for you. All right, so you can deposit the dinar there. They'll exchange it for you. But we know once the rate change happens, Chase Bank and Wells Fargo are two of the banks that we know commonly that will go ahead and allow you to exchange the currencies there. All right, so this gentleman has already set up his account. He's already being prepared. He's ready for what's going to happen. This is smart. This is being really prepared. And then he did exactly what I told you guys to do. He talked to the manager. He talked to them about the foreign currency. So he went in there, and just like I said I did, I went into my bank. I talked to my manager on the side. I said, hey, can you please explain to me the steps once this currency thing happens? He explained to me exactly what I'm going to need to do. All right, and I suggest that, you do the same thing. It's better to be prepared and to think ahead of time so you know what to do. And there's no guessing, there's no stumbling around, there's no fumbling. You can just go ahead and do it. All right, you already know what to do because you prepared ahead of time. And how much does it cost for you to go learn this information? Nothing. It's free 99. So I suggest you go ahead. Now, I asked about the CDARS accounts, and a couple of people said this. They've talked to their banks about the CDARS account. Well, CDARS account is not something that your bank offers. CDARS is an actual bank that you go to. All right. Now, I've reached out to them, and we've been going back and forth on some questions that I have. So I want to make sure before I pass more of the information along to you that indeed I'm sharing with you the proper information, and I want to see how realistic this is. In case, for those of you who aren't aware with what CDARS accounts are, go back to my older videos. I speak about what CDARS are, okay? So he did ask about that. I did share a link with him where you can go to the actual CDARS account. The rest is, and I agree on this part, the rest, such as a trust or an LLC, is going to have to wait till after the revalue. But his main goal is to just, he set himself up financially. He wants to live comfortably, and he plans on living in Belize, which is a beautiful place where you can just hang around on the beach. And the part I whited out says, drink Mai Tais. Yeah, just kidding. So yeah, he's welcoming you over there. Look, man, I look forward to meeting with a lot of you guys once this thing's happen. I think it would be a blast to get together and have a drink or two and just be grateful about what just happened. Anyways, he says that I'm aware, and what he say? Okay, he just want to make sure that he asked me my opinion. Was there anything else that he's missing? He's not missing. He's stored up. I mean, he's got cryptocurrencies. He's got gold. He's got silver. He is setting himself up. This is a perfect example of what everybody should be doing. Getting yourself prepared right now. I really highly recommend that you start looking into things now so that you're not struggling later on or you feel behind. Look, it could become costly if you're not prepared, okay? I just wanted to share that with you. So as I said before, I don't want people to think that we won't be talking about the dinar nor the dong. We will. We'll cover that. That's going to be one of our main focus points, okay? But I just think that there's other things that we could be doing, small things, you know what I mean, that the average Joan or Joe could consider. You know what I mean? If I think about how much beer I drink per month and actually stop drinking beer, or wine for that matter, hell, that adds up pretty quick. All right? That's money I could be investing. All right? Just a thought. Okay, so again, I told you there's this company I'm talking to right now. I saw their platform. They reached out to me. They asked me a bunch of questions. I asked them a bunch of questions, and we've been going back and forth. So, again, my goal is to bring to the platform some of the just simplify different types of investments. Really make it as simple as possible so everybody can follow along. Look, some of this stuff is real tedious, and there's a lot of educating that has to be done. Not everybody can just jump into the stock market and become rich. As a matter of fact, most people lose their asses first, all right, and just give up altogether. And I'll give you a perfect example of what I'm talking about. Just think cryptocurrencies. I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. In the stock market, you could panic just like people do in the cryptocurrencies. You end up losing. But this is why they're willing to offer people $1 million to play around on our platform, and so that you can learn, um, you know, what the hell you're doing. Give it a practice try. It might not be for you, it might not be something you're interested in, but I think it'd be fun for all of us. So there's a pretty good sized group of you out there. If a lot of us got on there, start playing around with it, there's a lot of you guys already sharing ideas about different stocks, whether it's Zion, oil, BBB, whatever the companies are. Well, now's your chance to see how well they perform. You can use this $1 million practice stock or practice fund to go around and invest in and see how you do. I think it'll be a lot of fun. All right, it's just my opinion. So let's go back to gold and silver. Man, if you are not paying attention, okay, first and foremost, I said this a zillion times, at least 20% of your portfolio should be gold and silver. Gold and silver is a great way to secure your wealth. It hedges you against the market, all right? So gold and silver perform well when the market starts to crash. Now, our markets look pretty decent over here, but the more that goes on over there with the coronavirus, the more you're going to see that change. Gold is now at $1,645. It's creeping up and people are not paying attention. Now, some of you guys are going, well, $1,645 per ounce. Some of you are going, I don't have that much money. You don't have to buy an ounce. You could buy these. This is 1/10 of gold. Right now, 1/10 of gold you could buy for like $150. Some of you are going, I can't even afford $150. That's fine. Look at it. You could buy a gram of gold. I know people are like, what the hell am I going to do with a gram? A gram of gold is $60. That little tiny piece of it sits on your finger. So you can start storing them up. Look at it. Look at the sheet of grams underneath this guy's fingers. So what happens is, little by little, this is what I do. I just buy these little tiny amounts like this and hold on to them. They start to add up. So as gold goes up, guess what? So does the value of your little tiny gram. Eventually, that little tiny gram could equal as much as $200 to $300. Depends on what's going on. That's not a bad investment, right? So it's just something to think about. Something that I want to share with you guys. Like, just let's something to think about. You could go over here to look at. I think it's you can go to Amex. Look at this. This is a half ounce of gold. You could buy for about $35, $36. Just buy this half gold pre-sale. $35. If you can afford $35, you get a half gram. Okay. I go to Amex because they're one of the most trusted gold and silver people. This is your grams right here. All right, so let's do it by lowest price. So you default. You come up here. Let's look at a low to high price. All right, let's take a peek. So 1 gram, $62, $64. That's for 1 gram. That's not too shabby. What did I say? $150? Damn, I don't know what I was thinking. Anyways, look, for 1 gram, that little one right there, $50, $60. All right, so see, some of you guys can't afford this. I told you right now I can afford, if I stopped drinking beer and wine, I could afford about 2 of these suckers a month. I'm lying, because trust me, it's way higher than that. Okay, so it's just something to consider. We talked about this before. I suggested we'll talk more about that a little bit later. Okay, silver now is up to $18.45. Man, it was $14 not that long ago. I was forced in it because I got myself in a pickle, a bad situation. I was forced to sell my silver, and I had to sell 400 ounces, and I had to sell them for, unfortunately, about $15 an ounce. Before it got up this high, it was about $15 an ounce, but people bought it up real quick, and that wasn't even 6 months ago. All right, now it's at 18. So you're talking about 400 ounces that I sold. It jumped up 345. Let's just do quick math here, man. I'm gonna show you how much I lost in about. Actually, it was 4 months ago, not you. Let's just take a quick peek at what I'm talking about. So I have 400 ounces times, I sold buying at 15, so 3.45. In how many months? No, that can't be. Is that right? Dang. So I lost $1,380 selling my silver. It was an unfortunate thing, but it happened, and I had to sell. It happened about 4 months ago, actually. 4 months, 5 months ago. So it doesn't make a difference. The point is that 400 ounces that I was forced to sell, it cost me $1,380 in just a couple of months. Do you see what I'm saying? So just start stacking up. It's a good way to preserve your wealth, all right? Anyways, so another area I want to get into and I'm going to learn a little about, I don't know a lot about, but we're going to talk to, I'm actually going to get experts on the show, real experts. I'm going to get lawyers, I'm going to get financial advisors on the show. We're going to interview them live so you guys can ask questions as you go along, just to give you an opportunity to pick up their brain. You know, I told you guys one of the things you should do after Dinar hits is just go ahead and look into getting a financial advisor. They'll be able to help you. But one of the things we're going to talk about is real estate. I said this before and I say it again. After watching what happened over in Cyprus, when the stock market, when the banks did a bail-in and they took everybody's money, the government literally confiscated and appropriated their funds, all their money, and that caused the value of the real estate to drop overnight 25%. So I'm expecting that kind of thing to happen here. I don't know so much about a bail-in, but I wouldn't be surprised. But I can tell you this, real estate is not going to be where it is. It's performing good. We'll see. Trump's the right man to have in charge of everything right now, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, now I talked about cryptocurrencies, and from time to time I'll make a comment that rubs cryptocurrency people the wrong way, man. They will jump all over my ass. Here's what I said. I had no faith in cryptocurrencies, and I explained why I had no faith in them whatsoever. And so, but I also said I was smart enough to realize there's an opportunity for people to make money off cryptocurrencies over a small window of time. So anyways, from time to time, I'll get comments like this, but I don't mind sharing it, and then let's comment on it. So, Big Crab Rob just really laid into me a little bit. He says, you're absolutely, totally, and completely. You're absolutely, totally, and completely. You should say you absolutely, okay, yeah, absolutely, totally, and completely do not understand how value for blockchain projects is derived. Okay. Sorry, I was struggling with that. I won't call you stupid. Well, that's pretty much what you did. But goddamn, you're ignorant. Okay. I agree the gold and silver are fantastic for any portfolio. Cannot be ignored. CBDCs are not related to individual blockchains or their native cryptocurrencies. I say that with one caveat. Ripple and XRP. For those you don't know, Ripple is a company that makes the XRP. Ripple is the network in which XRP works on. There are some big plans for Ripple. They're talking about creating an IPO. I am definitely keeping my eye on. XRP is one of those cryptocurrencies I advise people to invest in. But anyways, he's saying the same thing. Ripple will likely be the global bridge currency for all other central banks, CBDC, central banks, digital currencies. As for the crypto millionaires being broke 6 months after they sell their coins, how is it any different from those? Okay, so I guess he didn't pay attention to the video all the way through. The point I was trying to make is if you're not careful with any of your investment, not just cryptocurrencies, but I'm talking about even the money you make off the rate of the dinar to change. I gave examples of NBA players, NFL players that made hundreds of millions of dollars, but because they were terrible at investment and they didn't reach out to the right people on how to invest, they lost their money. They're flat broke. So it wasn't just that I was Big Crab Rob, I wasn't just picking on cryptocurrency people, and you're right, that's the point I was trying to make. If people are not careful, they can lose their money if they don't invest it right. The masses have not bought into Bitcoin. The masses do not understand or invest in the cryptos. The USD is used for more illegal activity. Okay, for those who don't know, what I was trying to say was how they went about. See, again, I don't think you listened to the video all the way. What I was saying when Bitcoin first came out, you can obviously see they had a plan. One is you had to do something to entice people to at least start looking into Bitcoins. And back when he first came out, what was going on is Bitcoins were used mostly on the dark web for, some nefarious activities. A lot of people were buying drugs. There is a company called the Silk Road. You could buy any drug you want from anywhere around the world. It was peer-to-peer buying. There was no way to trace it back then, and it was totally anonymous. You can buy guns. You can do all kinds of things. There was all kinds of crap being done on the dark web with cryptocurrencies. And so, but not just that, there was also some honest things going on. People were using cryptocurrencies, kids were to buy games, stuff like that. So there was, at first, it was first attracted people to cryptocurrency is what I said. We liked the total anonymity. We liked that it was anonymous. We liked that we could do peer-to-peer, and the fees were very low. This grabbed a lot of people's attention, but at first, trust me, none of them thought of it as an investment. What ended up happening is when the cryptocurrency value shot up, a lot of people became millionaires, and then that got everybody's attention real quick, and now there seems to be a mass adoption taking place, so that's fine. As for stablecoin, of course, they will run one-to-one with the dollar. Others will not, regardless of what the government wants. This is the beauty of blockchain and cryptographic technology. Okay, so that, good. Again, blockchain is something totally different, and we need to get more into this. I cover these things so vaguely, it's not even funny. But just to be quite honest, there are some of these areas that I don't have any knowledge in. And so, again, this is, as you're learning, I'm learning. I don't have no problems with saying that. I do not know it all. But that's the beauty of what we're doing together. We will learn as we go along. But my goal is to first go in and learn as much about it as possible, and then figure out a way to bring it to you in a very understandable way. So that's my goal, okay? So, Big Crab Rob, I encourage you to reach out to me, because obviously you do know a whole lot, but you don't have to do it through YouTube. My email is on there, because you sound like a person that has a lot of knowledge, and maybe you'd like to share that, or maybe not. But nonetheless, again, when it comes to cryptocurrencies, I told people when you first get into them, don't panic. This happens a lot. The market has these huge swings up and down, and people are like, oh my God, I bought the XRP when it was 33 cents and I lost my ass off. No, you didn't lose your ass off. You only lose your ass off once you sell the cryptocurrencies back. Don't do that. Just hold on to them. I told you guys this happens all the time. There's huge swings. It goes all the way up, and then it comes all the way down. It goes all the way up, and it comes all the way down. So the trick is to buy them when you get low, about like this or so. Buy a bunch of them and hold on to them, wait for them to go up. And then, but eventually what happens is, before they used to go all the way up, and then they would drop back down to 14 cents. Then all the way up, and then they drop back down to 14. Then all of a sudden they get to 17 cents. They go up, and they drop back down to 17. And then over a period of time, they got to 22 cents. And then they got to 23 cents. Then they got to 25 cents. You see, there's a gradual climb. But along the way, as this climb's taking place, there's a lot of emotional ups and downs. The trick is to ignore them. Okay, again, I don't have a lot of faith in cryptocurrencies, and there's a lot of people that believe in them fully, but I do believe there is an opportunity in which people can make money off cryptocurrencies. Now, for me, my only got the two, Ethereum and XRP, all right? These are the two that I stick to. As a matter of fact, if I'm being honest, I just pumped everything into Ethereum. There is a project that's taking place with them. I'm learning more about the information. I'm going to share it with you and why I think it's a good investment. But as far as the other coins, I don't have a lot of faith in them. And I know when some of you guys hear this, some of you guys are fans of other coins, you're going to jump all over this, but that's okay. So the point is, when you invest in anything, whether it's stocks, gold, silver, real estate, the trick and how these rich people stay rich is, when the market bottoms out in anything that they have invested in, they don't panic. It doesn't make no sense for you guys to sell when the value starts going down. It doesn't make any sense at all. That's when you lose. No, in fact, what you do is just wait for the ride to stop going down and buy them while they're low. So when they start going back up, you bought them cheaper, okay? Don't panic when the bottom drops out on things. It's not the end of the world. It will eventually rebound, all right? It happened with stocks. It happened several times with stocks. It happens with stocks. It happens with cryptocurrencies. It happens with gold, silver. It happens with the real estate market. Look what happened to the real estate market in 2008, okay? The point being, don't let your emotions dictate what you're doing with your money, because you will lose your ass off. Leave your investments alone and allow them to do what they're supposed to do for you, okay? Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, thoughts and prayers out to the people in China, because the videos I saw are very heartbreaking, disturbing, and I hope that they're not real, but it's really painful to watch. So, okay? Anyways, thoughts and prayers out to you guys. Again, I'm going to leave all the links for those of you who are interested in joining the group down below, as well as other links for those of you interested in buying cryptocurrencies. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.